The ancient ones never left. They only changed their form. They are among us. Every face has a story. Every soul, a secret. Join stories. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment to spread the hype.
Zeus had never accepted defeat. He had merely retreated. Sitting in a cafe in a quiet Aegean coastal town, he watched the sea for months. The locals thought he was an old sailor or a bankrupt businessman. None of them knew that inside the worn leather bag beneath his table, he carried one of the world's most powerful quantum processors. It's worth noting that Zeus didn't steal this processor from a tech store or seize it through a simple cyber attack. This device was the fruit of a secret laboratory developed under Zeus's direct command just before the collapse of S Company, the massive tech empire of the old world order. Zeus wasn't just watching the sea. He was waiting for that split-second opening in Athena's system to unleash this digital lightning. One night, Zeus found a tiny flaw in the free and transparent internet network Athena had built. Using his laptop, he caused a second-long blackout in the town. The name of this flaw was Pandora's Box. As the cold blue light of the screen turned every wrinkle on his face into a deep canyon, Zeus muttered, "They promised you a world of glass, absolute transparency, yet man goes blind in the light of naked truth. This clarity you offer as freedom is nothing but a vast void in which they are lost." The human soul does not know what to do with transparency. It craves a magnificent tale to escape the fear of uncertainty, and a powerful narrator to turn that tale into reality. They are not in love with a mirror, but with a glittering legend in which they can see themselves, and a leader to walk in the shadow of that legend. Zeus's new plan wasn't about erecting massive skyscrapers or pushing physical boundaries. He had seen how easily the castles of stone and steel could fall. This time, he would build Olympus not above the clouds, but in the most private corners of human minds, in the silent spaces between neurons. His new project, Aura, was not a simple AI interface or a cold data processor. It was a hybrid AI ecosystem designed as a digital guardian angel, always by your side, guiding you with whispers, knowing your fears before you did. It was less of a program and more of a digital religion or an algorithmic authority. A masterpiece of architecture built inside the mind. As Zeus woke from his silent slumber, his first task was to recall his old loyalists. This call wasn't made via phone or email. One morning, a single symbol appeared on every screen in the security firm managed by Ares, a lightning bolt with eagle wings. When Ares realized his father was still alive and in the game, he diverted his mercenaries and cybersecurity experts to a secret coordinate. Zeus no longer wanted an army. He was building a cult. This shift was proof of a deep and dark evolution in his power paradigm. A traditional army could subdue bodies with steel and bullets, but a cult could transcend physical limits, seizing people's beliefs, loyalties, and their very perception of reality. Zeus would rule not by force, but by making people dependent on him. You can fight an army, but you can never rebel against a god you believe is your savior. Soon after, the message reached Poseidon. Since Zeus's fall, Poseidon had retreated to his yacht, growing to hate the digital world. But the data packet Zeus sent changed everything. It contained an algorithm that would allow Poseidon to reclaim all his lost ports and trade routes through non-physical means. Metaverse logistics. "Do not wake Hades," Zeus instructed Ares. "He chose to drown in his own darkness. We are going to reinvent the sunlight." Meanwhile, Athena, the architect of the new world, felt a parasite within her transparent order. Data was flowing faster and more flawlessly than it should. It was as if someone had begun silently conducting the internet like an orchestra. "Hermes," Athena said, reaching her messenger via a digital hologram. "There is activity in one of our old servers. I've picked up a signal from the IP address on the 119th floor. Hermes laughed. "Impossible, Athena. My father is probably playing backgammon in some coastal town. That building is a museum now." "Museums," Athena replied gravely, "don't just house dusty memories and the dead. Sometimes the deadliest weapons history has ever seen sleep there like works of art, waiting for the day they will wake." As the lights of the old servers flickered on, the digital spark from that coastal town surged through undersea fiber cables and into the capillaries of the global network. Silence was replaced by a deep hum. Suddenly, a notification appeared on every phone, tablet, and TV on Earth. It wasn't an ad or a government announcement. A beam of golden light covered the screens, and a voice spoke. Not in the cold tone of AI, but in a fatherly, reassuring, and authoritative voice. The voice of Zeus. "They promised you freedom, but gave you only chaos," Zeus declared. "They promised you transparency, but left you to drown in that vast sea of truth, alone. Knowing is not always salvation. Sometimes it is just a heavier burden. I have come to bring back the light lost in that confusion. Welcome to Olympus 2.0. You no longer have to weigh what is right or wrong. You no longer need to think. I have thought of the best for you." The Aura system activated instantly. People were already tired of the perfect but exhausting order Athena had built. Freedom had turned into a massive noise. Zeus's comfortable slavery felt like a cool blanket over their mental fatigue. The weight of decision-making vanished into the peaceful embrace of the algorithm. One click solved everything. People chose the warmth of Zeus's golden lies over the cold, naked face of truth. Zeus had what he wanted. He stood with a calm, unshakable smile. But at that moment, the sky split. A lightning bolt cut through the darkness. It wasn't natural. Zeus had regained control of the global weather satellites. Rain would fall at his command. "Rising from the ashes," Zeus whispered, looking at the sky. "No, we never burned. We just waited for the world to miss us." However, Athena was determined. "We can't pull him down, Hades. He's inside every smart device now. We can only defeat him by reminding him he is human. We must inject a flaw into his perfection." Her plan was simple, but nearly impossible. Aura could calculate everything except one variable: irrational human emotions, love, sacrifice, and senseless courage. Hermes, the world's fastest cyber runner, found the secret back door Zeus had left out of pure hubris. It was a protocol named Archie, the beginning. Hermes uploaded a virus they called Eris's Apple. It wasn't software, it was a knot of contradictions. It asked Aura one question: is it more important to make a human happy or to keep them alive? As Aura spiraled into an infinite loop trying to solve the paradox, Athena and Hermes broadcast the raw footage showing the reality behind the system. Zeus manipulating everything from a garage. The filters dropped. The beautification algorithms crashed. For a moment, people saw their true faces in the mirror and the real misery in the streets. Zeus watched as his servers went up in smoke. Athena stood before him in the flesh. "It's over, Father," she said. "The scenario was always the same. We gave people fire, knowledge, and freedom, and you tried to extinguish it to trap them in the safety of darkness. But we've learned to create our own light now." Zeus looked at his last tablet. "I only gave them order, Athena. A heaven to lighten the terrifying burden of choice. You'll see. Within a week, they will look for a master again in that chaos." Athena's final words were, "Perhaps you're right. Perhaps humanity isn't ready to walk by its own light, but that master they seek will never be you again." As the aura system collapsed, people began to turn on their own lights with their own will. But on Zeus's desk, amidst the smoking servers, a small chip still flickered. Next to it was a note in Hermes's mocking handwriting. "The game never ends. It just levels up."
The ancient ones never left. They only changed their form. They are among us. Every face has a story. Every soul, a secret. Join stories. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment to spread the hype.